Moving the flats from the nursery to the larger paddies and planting them out marks the end of the nursery period and takes us out to the fieldwork phase, where we start to introduce ducks into the equation, and we're managing plants and water and animals on a much larger scale than here. So in Japan and in most other rice farming countries, farmers tend to participate in some sort of town or district irrigation system. But here in the New England setting, we don't have that for us. So we pretty much had to make our own. We started out with very wet fields that wanted to be marshy anyway. And we made those fields into rice paddies by precisely leveling them zone by zone and surrounding them with a berm. This water gets into the field by two means. One, we pump it in from the reservoir pond, which is enough water to irrigate all of the fields in the system with 3 inches of water 4 times before it's empty. The fields also have to have some accommodation for drainage of excess water. And right here, under the water, down where my hand is a 4-inch pipe that runs to daylight on the other side of this road. And to precisely control the level, I can fit this pipe and tip it to the level that I want, knowing that overnight the level would drop to wherever I set it. The seedlings get planted into shallow water, and after they root and begin to grow, we increase the water level day by day until we reach a level of about 3 inches, and then we stabilize it there. We grew 730 flats of seedlings, every one of them sowed by hand. And now the flats have grown, they've sprouted, and the seedlings are at optimal readiness for transplanting. When they grow, they'll get tied together by the roots and they form a mat of plants and soil and roots, and can actually be rolled right up like a jelly roll. And this is the unit that is consumed by the rice transplanter. We unroll it into the machine, and the machine, with its tiny little fingers, snips off one chunk at a time and plants the plants upright into the field. It's really ingenious. So it's 3 days we've been transplanting. It's been about 3/4 of an acre per day. 2 people working together most days. Optimally, you can pull your rice transplanter right up to the rack and load directly into it. But because we're planting a field on the far side of the rice project, we have to ferry the mats across another field to resupply it. Transplanting is done and all the fields are planted. So this is the magical duck rice portion of the season, when we manage ducks in the rice paddies alongside the plants. They are working companions and they follow me around. I train them since they were hatchlings to come when I talk to them and sing to them, and to not be afraid of me. Oh, I like to rise when the sun she rises, early in the morning. I like to hear those small ducks quacking merrily upon their rice paddy. And hurrah for the life of a country duck, rambling in the rice paddy. These ducks have been in the rice paddy for about 2 weeks now, and they'll be here for about another 3 or 4 weeks tops. This is a method that's been known for about 3,000 years, starting in ancient China, and we're working to adapt it to New England. The reason it works is that ducks eat all kinds of plants and animals that are found in the paddy environment, but they don't eat rice because rice leaves contain silica, and ducks don't like the texture of silica on their bills. So they ignore the rice and scour up everything else, helping keep the paddies weed-free. Otherwise, the only ways we could weed the rice paddies would be through backbreaking hand labor or the use of chemicals, both of which are pretty unacceptable to this farmer. This environment invites all kinds of wildlife. So we share this rice paddy with great blue heron and snowy egret. We put a lot of effort into building good fence and checking up to make sure that predators are not getting through the perimeter and preying on our workforce. It's great to come down and watch these ducks doing what they do best, and every day they grow and every day the plants grow, and it's a privilege to be able to work with these creatures and plants. And along the way, we produce something that is of value and nourishes and sustains. So what more could you want?